You guys selling your old gear online, you make me laugh. I can hardly contain myself.
It's time for Hollywood Grump.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hollywood Grump. I am the Grump, aka Angry McGrumpstein, aka Nasty Canasta, aka Hop Along Crotchety. Here on Hollywood Grump, we talk about everything from new and vintage gear, including testing and reviews, to surviving the business of Hollywood, to stuff that just irks me. All through the lens of a man so angry, the honey badger shit his pants. Before I forget, I want to thank today's sponsor, me, because I pay for all this shit. For all you gear nerds out there, today's episode is shot on, I'm not going to tell you, because you actually have a chance to win this cool vintage lens. The first person who can guess the exact make and model of this lens wins it. Easy as that. All you need to do is enter a guess in the comments below. First one with the correct answer, it's yours. This contest is open for the first 24 hours after this video posts. And before you think you can beat the system by listing 500 lenses as your answer, only your first answer is going to be considered, so don't be a douchebag. Also, just so it's out there in the open, the winner has to pay for shipping, so shut up about it. In any event, I think this lens actually makes my face look good for once, yeah?
Hell no!
Every time a new camera comes out, and there have been a number of them in 2019, you can clock the time it takes for people to post their old shit for sale with that timer from the old game Perfection. Anyone under 40 years old has no idea what I'm talking about. All fine and good. I don't fault anyone for wanting the latest and greatest. I'm guilty of that myself, as guilty as anyone else. But for the love of God and all things holy, please check what stuff is going for on eBay, at least, before you post up your gear for sale. There's a misconception in the film world that everything you bought new can be sold used for the price you paid for it. Let me clear that up for you right now. No. No, 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 no. There are very few pieces of equipment that actually hold their value, and fewer still that go up in value. In fact, the only thing I can think of is really super expensive cinema lenses. Unless you fall into that category, stop shitting around trying to recoup the full value of your 5-year-old DSLR. You will never, ever get that asking price. What you're actually doing is asking the rest of us to fund your new gear by buying your old shit. You may have loved that camera, or tripod, or lens. It may have meant the world to you, man. But to us, it's sloppy seconds. Sloppy seconds, not worth what you paid for it. I've been a collector and seller of used and vintage gear for about 20 years. I started off with musical instruments and then switched to cinema equipment when my career started moving in that direction. Here is the general rule of thumb, and this is not my opinion, this is how it is. The value of your gear drops 25% in the first 6 months of ownership, almost like buying a new car, and roughly another 7% for every year you've owned it after that. So if you bought an Ursa Mini in 2015 for $3,000, in 2019, it's worth roughly 50% of what you paid for it. And that's if it's in pristine condition. You still have all the accessories, you kept it really nice. Listen, I get it. You want to get your new stuff right away, but instead of listing one thing for a ridiculously overvalued price, sell many things and price them all to move. If you price it at $2,900, and you have to wait 6 weeks to sell it, and by then you will have had to lower the price anyway because people aren't idiots. What good is that? That's stupid. Price it at $1,500, sell it right away, and you're halfway home to that new bag of candy. And don't get me started on people who post stuff for sale priced higher than what they actually paid for it. I recently saw an ad for a 1-year-old motorized follow focus, which for those who don't know is a remote control for cinema lenses, that was $150 higher than if I just went online and bought it brand new. You get that? I could go online and buy it for $150 cheaper, brand new. Now, I'm no math genius, but I'm not a complete idiot. And likely, the rest of the people looking at your ad aren't complete idiots either. And I'd like to think that people just don't know any better when they're listing stuff for sale, but more than likely, they're just being greedy. So listen and listen closely. Cut the shit, you greedy, greedy bastards. If everyone would please just use a little common sense when listing their equipment for sale, the world would be a much better place. We'd all be better people. I love buying used equipment. I love finding vintage old lenses, old camera bodies, even old used tripods. They still have a lot of life in them. But come on, use your head. Use a little common sense here. Stop it. Just stop it. Well, the day is here. Apple has finally released their new Mac Pro that everyone's been waiting for. We've been waiting, 5 years, 6 years for that to happen. I've been perusing other reviewers online to see what they're recommending for the ideal configuration. And the average price is coming in somewhere between $15,000 and $25,000, with some of them going up to about $53,000. So I wanted to put my 2 cents in on what the best configuration is. And here's what I think about it. Are you f***ing crazy?
We interrupt this program to bring you an off-the-rails rant.
$15,000 is bad enough. $53,000? Who the f*** can pay $53,000 aside from a giant corporation? It's ridiculous corporate pricing. No individual or even small studio can afford to put between $15,000 and $50,000 into a computer. That's fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous. And any one of you online folks that are recommending their ideal configurations that are tallying up to $20,000 or more, what is wrong with you? What person watching your web channel has that kind of money to throw down on a computer? Just cut the shit. And Apple, shame on you. Just shame on you for making us all wait for 6 years and then throwing this at us. You could buy a new car and feed some homeless people. In some cities in America, you could buy a house for the price of that computer. Don't be ridiculous. These are clearly corporate priced pieces of equipment. There's no individual or even small studio, even medium-sized studio that could justify paying, let's make an average, $20,000. Who could pay $20,000? And you're not gonna buy one. You're probably gonna buy multiples if you're a medium-sized studio. You're gonna drop $100,000 on new computers? That's ridiculous. Unless you're ILM, you have no need for that computer. No need. I almost choked on my own vomit when the iMac Pro pricing came out. By comparison, they're absolutely a steal. Ridiculous, 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 ridiculous. Apple, shame on you. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 full bananas. This is a short episode this week, and I don't have time to thank everyone for their support, so please check out any links below. Remember to comment below with your best guess as to what vintage lens I used to film this episode for your chance to win it. If you dig the show, please like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed Hollywood Grump. Until next time, do you want to hang out for a little while, maybe have some snacks and watch some TV? I'm just kidding. Get the hell out of my house.